But I got to tell you this. It was all bad this past weekend in Chicago, unfortunately. 104 people were shot, 14 fatally over Father's Day weekend. 5 children were among the 14 killed, including a 3-year-old boy.
Oh, my God.
Now, Chicago saw its highest number of gun violence victims in a single weekend this year, with 104 people shot across the city from Friday evening until Monday morning. In a recent news conference, Chicago Superintendent David Brown reflected on the surge in gun violence.
Our cops are working hard. There are too many violent offenders not in jail or on electronic monitoring, which no one is really monitoring. We need violent felons to stay in jail longer, and we need improvements to the home monitoring system.
Now, among the victims was a 3-year-old Makai James, who police said was fatally shot Saturday as the boy was in a car with his father in the South Austin neighborhood. Now, police said the child's father was the intended target when someone fired shots at the vehicle. But he is not cooperating with detectives. Community leaders are offering a $10,000 reward for any information in the boy's killing. Now, here to give us an update on what is happening in Chicago is journalist and midday host on WGCI, Frankie Robinson. Welcome to the Rock Report, Frankie.
How are you doing?
Hi.
What's up, Frankie?
How are you doing?
How's it going, everybody?
We maintain.
Good. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it. It's, it's rough.
Right.
Yes.
This is my city. I was born and raised here. I love my city, but then
Talk to
we've
us
had,
about what's going on over there.
Yeah, we've been having issues for probably the last 7 years with a lot of violence escalating. Last weekend wasn't the first weekend with very high numbers. The weekend of June 1st, when it was a lot of looting, we also had very high numbers that weekend. We had, if I'm not mistaken, it was 21 people were murdered and 82 people were shot that weekend.
Oh,
so this has been an ongoing issue in Chicago that they need to tackle from a different perspective. If you really want to know what's going on, it's a lot of gang activity, a lot of drug activity, and I mean, it can be stopped. All they got to do is look on Facebook and Instagram.
Right. Now, Frankie, my question to you is, what do you think is causing all these mass shootings in Chicago?
Well, I wouldn't refer to it as mass shootings because when I think of mass shootings, you think of groups of maybe 5 or more people who are shot at one time. These are individual situations or incidents that are occurring. What can be done? First of all, they need to tackle the gang situation. It's like every other block is a different gang. So you have different gang factions that are warring with one another. Lack of parenting. We have a new generation of drug addicts. The pill popping is ridiculous. That's something that needs to be addressed as well. And again, like I said, if they really want to know how to stop it, or if they really want to stop it, it can be stopped. It's just a matter of stopping it.
Exactly.
Now, Frankie, we're going to sink our teeth into this one. The old adage of is all black on black crime as the media makes it appear to be.
No, it's black on black, but it's also brown on brown, black on brown. I mean,
there's crime, white on white.
It was white on white. It's crime in general. But of course, I can't make it seem like it's not happening in our communities. It is. And the majority of what you are seeing is black on black and black on brown crime. And brown on brown crime is unfortunately disproportionate, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, and sometimes I think the media does kind of focus just on that when there's so much happening around it. But I just like to think, if I could just interject, like black on black crime, it's something, it's false, it's created. Like it's crime in general. And the thing about the difference between black on black crime is I've never seen a black person kill a black person for being a black person.
No, especially not in Chicago. That's never the issue. In Chicago, the majority of the crime is either the drug situation, gang situation, territory, money, something petty, like what somebody said about somebody else. Yeah, it's economics. And unfortunately, in Chicago, we don't have a lot of resources for the youth. They discontinued a lot of programs, which left them on the street. I mean, you can go in different parts of the city at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night, and just see scores of young people just out. When in fact, I remember back in the day, we used to have a truancy situation or a curfew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they no longer have that.
Now, Frankie, this is home. I'm from Chicago, the south side of
Hey,
Chicago.
girl.
And girls, so like you said, they took away a lot of these different opportunities. I was part of Gallery 37. I was one of those people who after school had after school activities. And I think it's super important. What do you feel like the people in the community can do?
Oh my God, it's such a catch-22. You know, I don't know if people know, Chicago has a very high poverty rate.
Yes, exactly.
There's 550,000 people living below the poverty rate out of 2.67 million people. So I mean, they can only do so much. If you see something, say something, you can do that. A lot of times you don't feel comfortable contacting the police because as you can see what might happen as a result of that.
Yeah.
Or also like situations that just happened. They caught some police officers talking over a dispatch when a dispatcher told them about some gangbangers fighting. Let them fight. Let it be. I mean, shooting. Let it be. So there's there's like a distrust with the police. So basically, we need community leaders. We need somebody that can step up. We need interventionists and moderators that can step up and that can, get to the root of these problems before they escalate.
And with that being said, Frankie, what are your thoughts on the superintendent stating that people need to serve longer sentences?
Where's the rehabilitation for these people who, if you want them to serve? I mean, I understand where he's coming from. I understand where he's coming from as far as like you can go in with a gun charge on Friday and be out on Monday. I get where he's coming from in that aspect, but there needs to be rehabilitation. If you're taking people out of the situation and putting them right back in it,
you're not fixing the problem.
Door.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not.
Now, Frankie, I want to ask you, I was able to attend a couple of protests that's going on over here in Cali. Have you been able to attend any of the recent protests?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Here's the thing with the protests for me. Yes, I have attended one. But my situation with the protests, I feel like this. I feel like in Chicago, we definitely have a deeper agenda that we need to pay attention to right now. Black Lives Matter. Of course, but so do black on black crime. So does black on black crime. And I feel like until we need, we address that here in this city, that's something that my focus is on 100% right now. I can't really ignore what's going on and go, walk and protest for something else. And what people don't understand is they say, you guys need to protest. We can walk in Chicago until our feet bleed, but until they get to the bottom and start intervening and moderating the situation with the gangs and with the drug wars and acknowledging where these young men are getting these guns from. They don't just, they bringing them in on a freight. We don't have planes. We don't have, opportunities. They need to address some of these business owners within our community that are selling guns to underage minors, that are giving them the drugs, that the freight trains that are coming through Chicago. I've even heard that there's been boxes of guns left on the sidewalks in Chicago.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, there's all kinds of things in Chicago. People even talk about that police are doing a lot of the killings that you hear about, and I probably would get a lot of backlash from saying
but you hear those stories. Frankie, you hear those stories.
You hear these stories, right? So this is something that needs to be addressed. So yes, Black lives do matter, but Chicago, we matter too. You know what I mean? And I'm from Chicago, so.
Now, Frankie, I have family in St. Louis, Detroit, and Chicago, and these three cities over the last couple of decades have had numbers high when it comes to just our people dying. How are you using your platform to make a difference?
Right now, I'm actually in the midst of starting a program, something that I want to do. I just got off the phone with a couple of people yesterday. GLC is one who I think is such an articulate young black man who can really reach a lot of these young black men. We need to start like a whole program of rehabilitation for these young men. So I'm using my platform to not only talk about it on the air and bring attention to it. I have a blog that I also blog about it on the WGCI website. I do it on my own personal social media, and now I'm trying to create this program.
That's amazing. That's amazing,
Frankie. Black men. I'm trying, y'all.
And what are those websites again, Frankie, if you don't mind sharing that one more time?
No problem. WGCI.com. I have a blog on there, and I discuss a lot of situations. And then in my show, I'm not afraid to talk about what's going on in this city. I will always use my platform not only to entertain, but to inform and to educate.
And Frankie, you're on from 10 a.m. to 2, right? Because I'm middays. We're midday sisters
right here. Yes, but right now they have me on quarantine hours from 12 to 3.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, I'm on quarantine hours from 12 to 3. But yeah, I speak the truth on my show. I don't believe in asking for.
Well, we hear the passion in your voice too.
You do, and I appreciate you being a voice for the city. Black girl magic at its finest, Frankie. Thank you so much for joining us on the Black Report. Be safe. You're welcome anytime. Okay.
Thank you, and keep doing what you guys are doing. It's amazing. We need you right now. It's a pivotal time in this climate, and we need you. You guys are relatable, and you guys are doing an awful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Frankie. So much.